That is hell on earth.
Definitely, it should be, but like we said, we cast a curse it last time. Xiaoxi popped off on this Blitzcrank, and dare I say, this was a major part of how Xiaoxi earned.
Really well done by 2274 to know that he can just walk around the turret, go up, and make sure that Feng misses so much CS here. And now Xiaoxi is probably just dead. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they were clean with it. They bullied Feng away. They've got a clean gank off onto Xiaoxi. CFO are really pressing home, or sorry, starting to build that advantage here, which... But now that I do know that Nico is a good counter to Blitzcrank, as we do see Shadow here, just getting that first Drake tidily for CFO with that bot lane priority, completely uncontested. And an ult comes down.
Here we go. This is why we pick Taliyah, Pantheon together. There is absolutely no counterplay for Feng. Xiaoxi will stand still, throw out a little bit of a celebration hook, as Pengyon actually is going to die here. Pengyon kind of found the only way to die. The only advantage here was maybe you had Xiaoxi roaming first, but Relove DCG make the good decision and don't contest this.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I really do like about these coach comms as well, I feel like it, to a degree, unburdens these players of that mental burden, right? They don't have to worry about CFO. They're applying the pressure. They're being unrelenting. They're winning every lane right now, Carrix. Relove DCG, I think they're going to have to get a team fight together.
Hongshu goes for the scoop, but just mistimes the ultimate. Pengyon just almost kills him, only backs off with Pop9 coming in, committing a flash to save the mid laner.
DCG failed in that mid lane gank. Pop9 and Hongshu both
this should
having
give
to...
them something back.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's too much rest can do. Oh, no, they're actually just not committing to this because there's a Pantheon ult coming down. Really nicely timed Shurima Shuffle there by Hongshu. Will clean up Shadow, not who I expected to die, but CFO perhaps sending a little bit too much when they could have just let rest take that one.
The supreme display of talent, so really smart usage of that one there.
Old heads in chat, remember when you couldn't dash through a Zia wall because the soldiers would push you back? I remember that. As we do have another play, Rest engaged on again. They are trying to index into this rumble, trying to find something, and they do find it.
It's still not leaving much change for Relove DCG. Yes, they're getting active. Yes, they're getting mobile, but there's 2,000 gold leads. Hello.
Yeah, a hook does go over the wall, but Xiaoxi doesn't like what he catches. Supreme display of talent really just being used to disengage there, as there's two sides of the fight separated by the Great Wall. Hongshu really playing gatekeeper well there, stopping.
I mean, it could have been so much worse, but I think, again, that respect from both sides coming in and allowing them to break away and preserve their tools. We have every single ultimate up in 5 seconds from Relove DCG, so they're ready and raring for a fight. But CFO, they're dropping this Rift Herald. They're going to crack this tier 1 turret in mid.
Yeah, they are going to take that down. This is the power of Doggo. This is the issue that Relove DCG have been doing a good job playing around, but need to keep doing it, is you need to play where Doggo isn't.
Feng on that Kraken Slayer will chunk, but waiting that second item as there's some posturing around this Drake. CFO, I think, wanted to contest it, but we're a little slow, Carrix. That could have been an all-out 5v5, but CFO, they initiated that fight, and then they walked away from it, and then everyone TP'd in onto it, and now it's a jungle fight.
Yeah, they're going to go straight back in. They think they can catch out 2274. A hook goes in, but it's not onto the target they really want. Pengyon able to walk away. There are Caitlyn traps making this harder and harder, but it is the Cassante. It's Flowering just doing so much work. And 3 members of CFO are just gone, and Doggo might be alive, but he just couldn't do anything in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Florin frontlining, taking that damage. Oh.
Ooh, but Doggo finding one. That's the jungler as well. That's a real disaster. Because now this is contestable. There's no smites. They're low health. DCG, you have to run. Run. Leave.
That armor shred. That MR shred. Run. Leave.
You just can't fight a full. You can't fight a full health rumble there. You gotta go.
Relove DCG are even in the area. So Relove, they won that forest fight on that bot side there, but sorry, top side, but ultimately it led to nothing, Harrix. I mean, CFO have got to be happy with that. The replay, I love it.
This starts out so well for Relove. Florin does so much work in this fight, but then it all starts to turn.
Yeah, we do see Xiaoxi absolutely go to hooks.
We are just immediately back to live as we are fighting on the top side again. The Azir has already gone down, and oh no, Relove DCG are in a horrible position. They're going to be corralled between the towers. It's a double kill already picked up for the support. Pop9, bang! Gun down in his prime as Doggo claims one for himself, and now it's CFO getting the free Baron.
Is the Azir of Hongshu. So, they've definitely got their work cut out for them, but DCG, Relove DCG, they're still in this, Carrix.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They still have the tools. They have long range. 2274 hooked. Immediately, Kiana ulted, uses the flash to try and reposition, goes back in with the pop from Shadow following up, and the equalizer just laid across the entrance. There is no way to save the jungler. And Pop9 taken down once again.
For CFO, this is Soul. They really want this.
Is coming in. The hook onto Rest, but he just immediately Zhonya's it can still get an equalizer off and finds a really nice one. This is so hard to play now for Relove DCG. Rest will go down on this side, but the Soul has been secured, and the power side of Doggo is advancing forward. Yes, you'll get Rest, you'll get a shutdown, but it just doesn't matter because now the rest of CFO is going to roll through you. Florin doing his absolute best to turn this one around. They'll get one, but one is all they're going to get, Logan, as CFO are just destroying DCG.
And quite frankly, I want to say that Rest was the MVP of that fight. Oh my god. Was that a headshot from Doggo as well? That cleaned Xiaoxi up.
And now you're 9k behind. There's leads in every single position that matters. And I just don't know how you do it. Dog's been 2k ahead all game. He's now 5k ahead. Pop9 tries to get a pick onto Pangyon, but he's so far behind that Doggo just does half his health bar in one auto attack. Flowering arriving will arrive on a Caitlyn trap. There's no way out. Flash forward from 2274. The red carpet is laid down. And please come on into the premiere of my movie called Doggo Kills a Whole Bunch of You. As he shoots the ult in. Oh, stolen away from Shadow there at the end. That's a twist ending. As CFO will get themselves a Baron and they'll use this to win the game.
Yeah, that was cinema. Hongshu does his best, tries to get CFO away from him, but CFO just had the numbers.
Man, Shadow. He pressed a Q. Evil man. Look at the damage, though. That's 2 auto attacks.
It's kind of scary. I just Relove DCG right now. It doesn't feel like they have answers. They just haven't been able to get onto Doggo tonight, Carrix. CFO have played Protect the President. Yeah.
It's a Caitlyn. He stands on another continent. He has a GA now. Like, even if you get onto him, you've got to kill him twice. He has Caitlyn traps. Pop9 is lurking around the back, but the base is notoriously quite bad for Supreme Display of Talent. Does manage to find one on the inhibitor, but Doggo's just too far ahead as he's just going to move forward. Has picked up 2 already. Make that a third node. It will be the Talia securing that. Hongshu can do nothing except get out. As Shadow just decides, I'm going to jump forward, make sure we get another kill to our tally, and CFO take a really dominant game 1 over Relove DCG. And if this is what a CFO rebuild looks like, I'm terrified of it being finished. That's a graph.
Absolutely, that is a graph. We do see a spec about 1 minute in where Relove DCG had a teeny tiny sliver of a gold lead, kind of top laner, but Rek'Sai is going to allow him to make some moves. Carrix, both of these comps, I gotta say I like CFOs a little bit more. But Carrix, again, this goes back to that respect I was talking about in game 1. CFO are treating Relove DCG like they are their hardest opponent, like they are their toughest opponent, and playing accordingly. They're not giving over free kills. As I say, this 2274
might be giving over a free kill as he is rooted up by Xiaoxi. Has a little bit of a heal, but another auto attack will land, and first blood has been secured. Doggo can't aggress either. Sometimes we do see that being saved for a teleport up to the grub play as Pop9 once again popping up on the map. Onto Rest though, this isn't the easiest as he gets knocked up. They do trade it back with just 4 and take another one. He does. Lovely play there by Rest to make a 1-for-1.
Shadow roaming topside will be spotted out by this ward though, so Florin's going to recognize this. Hopefully CFO don't make the same mistake that a lot of other teams have done.
Dominus. There is a Realm Warp coming in. CFO are in a little bit of trouble because Florin had gone down. Finally does. Rest on the run. Shadow is in trouble with Hongshu. He'll get cleaned up, trying to just get some minions on the way out as Rest trying to find his way away from Pop9. Can't unburrow on that one. Can he find a tunnel to get away? Should be able to go over this wall, just has to read the Q. Doesn't even come out in the end.
And gets away to safety, averting any more damage. But we're back to live, and Relove DCG is first to the second Drake of the game. It is an Ocean Drake. And CFO...
Ooh, they've gone for the immediate catch onto 2274. A little bit of stacked CC. Bard ult and Cass ult used at the same time. The Bard will go down. Pop9 playing it well to distance himself away from that Cyclone. Shadow still does have a second charge, but the jungler has been traded. Shousi has to flash away. Shadow will go down as well to Fang, and then egressing in onto Pangyon. Doggo just can't access this fight, and DCG will take themselves the win.
Really well played there by Relove Deep Cross Gaming. Fang just throwing a cheeky pulse bomb. Yeah.
Really well prepared. Smart man. They held their damage. That was clever.
And those role quests are starting to come through, both for CFO at the moment though, Carrix.
Yeah, it's Fang just getting another one as well. Doggo not able to trade back. The barrier is there. Doggo's going to flash forward to get the kill. Moving over to Rest, but he's probably not going to be able to find his way out of this one in the long run as DCG are just collapsing on them. Shousi goes low, but he does not go down. Doggo getting a big crocodile bearing down on him. Rest able to get one on the backside. Just has to flash the wall and will get out. But it is an absolute brawl all over the map. It looks like Frankston on a Saturday night.
It's CFO try to save their AD, I want to say, Carrix. But Relove DCG, they just have the numbers advantage and they beat them with bigger sticks as we go to live.
And back to live as there's been another conflict at the Maccas as they've found a kill onto Shousi. Shadow trying to get away. Pop9 will follow through the magical journey and be rewarded with a 2274. Doggo has to be so careful of Hongshu as he's just not going to be able to do the damage at the moment. Fung bearing down on him, has that Gatling cannon going. Might have been a bit too aggressive with the Valkyrie forward as he falls to the boomerang blade of Doggo.
And CFO's Shadow is just on the wrong side of the rift right now. Pop9 gets that scuttle crab easy as you please. We do see... Oh, goodness me. Oh,
he's sneaking away. He actually I think he gets out here. No, he won't. The last overload will kill him as he goes down to Hongshu. But it's traded for a tower. And in the mid lane, they've caught Florin. He'll try and turn it around with a dominance. I don't think they have the chase to get through Shousi, but this just doesn't stop.
Shousi is landing every dredge line, and this time every dredge line is on exactly who he wants. He's picking 2274 apart. I feel like 2274 at this stage has to be scared as we see another
Doggo's in trouble.
dive.
Doggo's dead. And push down 2 of these lanes, maybe pick up a Rift Herald to help them. They will balloon out to a 3-4k gold lead.
But Hongshu is
landing, but Shousi didn't want that one. Rest will clean him up. Shadow dives into the backside. He's just going to cyclone there. They can set up another round of it after the Bard ult onto Feng, but he survives. He flashes back to reposition. 2274 has no way out. Rest will dive in, take him for a snack. But no participation here from the rest of CFO. Shadow just has to try and juke. Can't juke a point and click as Rest drooling with Pop9, just wants to keep him honest in this one, but I didn't even really see where Doggo died.
Carrix, I just want to point out Hongshu being an absolute menace. 6-0, being so proactive in every fight and has a solo 2,000 gold lead over his counterpart as Rest here is just dancing, sustaining, trying to poke cheekily, maybe see what he can do in this dragon pit.
He's just trying to kill Pop9 if he can. Knows that if he can deny the smite, there's actually potential playmaking to be to be had here, but can't do it. The Drake will be secured, and that's actually the third for DCG. They're on soul point. God, it's just a final boss.
Agreed with you, Carrix, and 2274, I personally feel is having a bit of a shocker as Pop9 finds the engage.
And 2274 has just been caught again, and he's going through the magical journey. It won't save him. It'll buy a little bit of time when he stuns up Hongshu. It does get taken down with the W. Pop9 over the wall just boots Pungyon away. This has been a bit of a shocker from this Bard.
The CFO are being pushed to the limits. They're being forced to work for this. And finally, Rest goes forward and is the first one to get dredge-lined by Xiaoxi's Nautilus. Even gets the depth charge from Nautilus and survives it all, front-lining like he should be.
Yeah, but 2274 on the other side does pick up a stun onto Pop9. Flowering in the Cyclone, but Rest can't find his way out of this one, or maybe he can as he tunnels his way for a little bit more time. They do get the kill onto the Rise. Flowering very far forward. CFO have no health bars, but they are still alive. Shadow desperately moving forward onto Pop9. Will take him down. It's going to turn into a 1v1. But can they get anything more? Feng playing on the edge, and this game is being decided by hundreds of health. Rest is doing his absolute best here, though, really is playing his role to perfection. They're just too far behind to really... And we go back to live, and once again, we are just straight into a fight. A realm walk forward. This time they have actually... the Cassiopeia all fight. Nothing again. 2274 eats a hook, and now CFO have to run. They're not able to catch these aggressive plays from DCG.
I want to say that one feels like a mistiming. It feels like there was a lack of synergy or maybe communication there, because I really do feel like Relove DCG, they were caught and they sat there for a good 2 seconds.
Gets a little bit onto Feng, but it's Flowering moving forward. Hongshu, importantly, just got that third level of his ultimate through the Rod of Ages. That's a huge power spike for him. They need to be so careful of this ride, but Feng is low. Could be found. Rest tries to go in, can't quite do it. They get a hook and a kill onto Shadow. Rest has to flash the wall, can't get away from the Lee Sin Q. Pungyon is not where he wants to be, and CFO are falling apart.
Carrix, this is not the CFO that we're used to seeing. Relove DCG secure themselves the Dragon Soul, and 2274 knows what is next. It's gonna be the Baron. So Relove DCG win the fight, win the soul fight, and now they're going to convert that into this Baron. And it's CFO 4v5 with flashing health bars. Obviously, Rest, I think, is the MVP, as in live there's fighting again here, Carrix.
And they have caught and killed Hongshu. This is a really big one, as Rest using that ultimate to catch up to Xiaoxi, but have CFO overextended a little bit. They hold them up for just a moment, but Doggo's going to be caught by Flower and chopped down. On the other side, Shadow caught by Pop9, taken out as well. And I think it was a good start there by CFO, but they're just too far behind at this point. Flower is just too big. There are too many hooks landing from Xiaoxi. And I think we might be seeing a game number 3.
And I think they plan to conquer this one, Carrix. They're driving home that Baron push in the top side on that tier 2. They got the mid side tier 2, and they look to be getting this bot side tier 2. But look at that jungle diff, Carrix. 3-level advantage for Pop9. More accurately, my apologies, a 2-level, as Shadow will level up here. 2274
just too far forward. Pop9 finding the kick as well. Shadow goes with him. We may not even need to see the Elder. Cassiopeia ult finally hits, but it's only on to Xiaoxi, who had already done his job locking down Rest. 3 members of CFO are cleaned up. I think this one will just be walked down by Relove DCG.
This is the advantage that Relove DCG needed to win this game. And they know it. They've grouped up as 5. They're taking this bot inhibitor turret. They're absolutely going to take this inhibitor, the flash forward.
Yeah, they're going to move in. Pungyon will fall down. It's just Doggo left in the fountain. And even though it looks a little bit silly at the end with some GAs, proccing 2274 will not be able to prevent this one. DCG fight back after a disappointing game 1. It is a triumphant game number 2. And our 3-1 clash for first or second place is delivering us with a game number 3.
is getting reworked. So enjoy this Mel in the mid lane from CFO against Relove DCG's Hongshu on the Yone. Early, sub 1 minute death. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
They had a third player here. They had an evil Scion. Uh-oh. Doesn't even get knocked up by the Scion kid, but it just doesn't matter. Way too aggressive. Burns the flash, burns the heal. Does get Doggo's flash in exchange. But that's just a death. It doesn't...
A lot of gamers will tell you is very oppressive. That Q just essentially being unavoidable as Shadow just gets some early poke down on Pop9, bullying him in his own jungle.
He's going to flash and knock him in. They want the kill here. Pop9 rooted up, can't get away. Hongshu tries to come and help, but what can Yone do? And I think CFO might be a little bit angry.
They are. Ooh.
The Scion is about to barrel down this lane. They're diving.
They have a level 6 Scion coming bot side.
The accelerated shock blast lands. Here he comes. Here he comes, barreling in. Can they do anything about this? He does miss, but it doesn't matter because he's here. They walk forward onto Feng, do the damage. Need to find that last little bit. Rest will go into the zombie form. Doggo picks up the kill on the way out. 2 for 1 at the moment. That's where it's going to end.
He did.
Like, I don't know. I have a lot more. If you get counter picked with a Mel, but the W was burned. And I eat my words because Hongshu just links up well, and then not much Mel can do about that one.
He's going to take that recall and then come back out onto the Rift as Pop9 turns around and goes for the grubs on the top side. I like that call. I liked that mid lane play. Hongshu baits the reflect, the W out of Pangyong's Mel, leaving that wide open for that Malphite engage. Nothing there to reflect.
Up comes Shadow, up comes the bot lane as well. Having this Aurora ult down is massive. The Shock Blast lands, and I don't think there's anything that Florin can do. Just gets culled. Shadow doesn't even need to commit.
Yeah, they played that really well. They actually just handed that kill over to Doggo to really drive that pressure home, and Pop9 forced to ult away there, as it's now sort of an AP mage matchup in the bot side.
Uh-oh, here's Malphite. Wonder what Malphite's gonna do. Makes my job as a play-by-play really easy when he just, yep, rock.
That was so good though. He's like, here's Malphite. I wonder what he's gonna do. That's exactly what he is built to do. That is exactly why he is banned. C target, kill target, done and dusted. Pangyong, unfortunately, copping the brunt of that Pop9 and Florin combo as Shadow flashing away, respecting what Hongshu can put down. Relove DCG really prioritizing this Drake.
They are going to take a fight on the backside of it, though, and so much damage immediately dealt to Hongshu and Pop9. The Between Two Worlds is doing so much damage on the backside. Shadow will fall, but now the rest of CFO have to run. Xiaoxi moves forward, throws that Q forward, will get himself 2274 in a moment. Can Rest find his way out? I don't think he can, just has to have a bit of a biffo. No, never mind, has the flash to get over the wall. 2 for 2.
And then the supports, I mean, support will combat, you know, it's a couple of hundred. It doesn't really matter on that bot side. As we do start to see a lot of DCG.
Has flashed away. The teleports have been called. They're just going to turn it around onto Shadow. Really well played there by Pop9, but Shadow using the Rift Herald to zoom himself into the back of the fight. Lovely stuff there by Shadow, picking up Hongshu. And oh no, I freeze for a moment there, so sorry about that. As Pangyon desperately trying to fight his way out of this one. Feng has to barrier to try and keep himself alive. Pangyon layering damage back across. There is so many of those Mel stacks built up. Doesn't have the ult to bring them down though, as Doggo moves over, picks up the Malphite. And out of nowhere, Relove DCG just collapsed. And MVP of that fight was Shelly. And what's crazy is I think Shadow planned that.
Oh, yeah, because he put it down so early.
He put it down and then stepped up in front of the Malphite as Doggo can't quite get close enough to Feng. He knew what was going to happen.
Is that the same way that who was it on the Kaiser that went way too deep and then
Eddie?
they popped their stop?
No, because it didn't work for Eddie, you see. If it works, it's big brain. If it fails, it's inting. Speaking of which, Doggo goes forward, picks up 2. The ult from Pop9 will trade him back, but you'll take a 2-for-1 every day of the week. As
you know what?
Warren on the backside hops over the wall, is tagged up between 2 worlds, will ping pong himself away, but so low. No ult there from Mel, already used, can't quite finish him off. Pop9 just have to run.
You got Arcane Shift, mate, because that thing lands one more time. You are out of the fight.
Here comes Zion, blocked off by Pop9. Not exactly who he wanted to find. Want to try and drive his way through the gap. In goes the Malphite, flash away. Shadow trying to heal himself back up. Does manage to. Is eventually found by Fang, as that's got a little bit wrong there for CFO, as Doggo limping away. Does go down to the burn in the end. Oh my word, it's a bit of a fiesta as DCG picked 2 up against the flow.
Yeah, really weird start there as well. Rest had a great flank angle, but it didn't seem like CFO followed up. They were still in the mid lane, and Rest was left to sort of face tank Relove DCG for a fair few seconds before they responded.
They are going to contest this one. 2274 immediately cleaned up. The Baron getting lower and lower as Rest just moseys forward. They don't have a smite. Shadow not going to be close enough. They need to try and kill Pop9, but he is tanky. The Baron claimed. They've killed Fallen on the other side. Can they kill the rest of DCG on the way out? Hungyon already going down. They're going to try and chop down the tree of Rest. The rest of CFO can't get in range. Maybe an accelerated shock blast? No. They do get away with the Baron on 3.
Well done. Really punishing this Baron take there. Well played by CFO, but even better by Relove as they look to use this Baron advantage and push in mid.
7-4 has to move some fancy feet there just to avoid getting soloed out by Fang. Doing so much damage on this Ezreal. Has the 3 items, is just pumping damage. Matching the poke from Shadow in so many ways.
Correct, Carrix. And Relove DCG, they smell blood in the water. They have not had enough. They're going to keep pushing this advantage in mid. Doggo, Culls, Rest, ults as well. Tidal wave over.
They do manage to get Pop9. Rest has to find his way out of this one as the tower's getting lower and lower. Rest is low. Don't want to keep this one going, but Pop9 being dead while Dragon spawns is a win for CFO.
Jungler or no jungler, Relove DCG are going to pick themselves up their 2nd Drake of the game. Carrix, my gosh, there is no clear, domination here. This is so back and forth as the Baron power play closes out at over 3,200 gold for Relove.
Yeah, we're back to basically a dead even game. 2274 caught again. He's had a really iffy night, I think. Rest is in the middle of the enemy team. Just going to walk himself out of this one. The shields will escort him pretty well. But they are throwing quite a bit at him. Flowering is terrifying on this Aurora. They need to bring a bit more damage to bear if they're going to try and get through this side on those. Pop9 going to slow him up. On the other side is the rest of CFO. DCG can't get too tempted by a Scion, but they move in with all of their engagement between 2 worlds. Malphite ultimate and the Yone ultimate laid on top of each other, but the only one to fall so far is Flowering as Doggo manages to find him with so much of the culling. The Mel gets a kill in the end. The knock up there on to Fang. Needs to find his way out with the Arcane Shift. Hungyon pushing him way forward. Bang! Brings down the lightning, and the Mel ult will claim them back, and we go back once again.
Start up the Drake, and CFO, they have no idea. They have no vision. All they know is that there's 3 members of DCG here in the mid, but there's 5 of CFO as they let DCG push them around.
Yeah, CFO, I think, is starting to read that he's doing this, so they want to try and find and engage. Pop9 is chunked out to about half health, but that Malphite still able to get work done as he goes in. Only really gets the knock up on the rest, but between 2 worlds from Florin, they're moving on to the backside. Can they take down Doggo? No, not quite yet, as CFO able to kite this one out. They're going to come back round 2. DCG need to find their way out now. Florin is in trouble, but goes into the weirding, able to find the method. CFO, no, they have to stay on the map. Feng could be in trouble here, has the arcane shift, rest, tries to predict it, does force the flash, and the culling will still land. The Ezreal is down, and this could just be Baron for CFO.
Such an excellent pick there. Well played by CFO to catch out Ezreal. Ooh, they want to contest this. They have to contest this.
Pop9 has to find someone that the carries are stacked. This is the problem with fighting Baron, is your carries stand on top of each other. He goes in, only gets the one, but the follow-up from Flaren is good. The damage immediately falls onto Punyon. Shadow goes down as well, but it's traded on to that Yone. Doggo desperately trying to move forward. Need to get Shadow, need to get Florin rather, before he can get another round of spells. 2 for 2 at the moment, but Rest runs forward, and they take them down, find themselves another 2. It's only Pop9 to limp away.
And get the kills they need. And here, Rest hitting the slow into the ult stun combo on Florin, and Doggo diving forward to shut down Xiaoxi as we come back to live, and Xiaoxi's just dead again.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what happened to Xiaoxi here, but it's going to lead to CFO getting Baron. They're slowly pincering in. This was the replay here. It was just a culling. Xiaoxi just got caught by the Lucian. Pop9 over the wall, has the smite. Can they zone him out? The unstoppable force will go in just to try and get into position. He can't steal it and will pay for it with his life. An absolute disaster for Relove DCG as they lose 2. They don't get the dragon. Hongsho gets some damage on a tower, but it's only damage. Logan, it's all gone wrong.
Carix, it's all gone wrong. You've said it so well. Doggo just...
Fang gets found! Doggo desperately moving forward. Hongshu will trade it back, has the E to snap back out of this one, claims 2, and Hongshu wants to keep playing.
And is able to shut down the bot lane of CFO and stem the bleeding here. He still has to face up against Shadow and Rest, but he likes these odds.
Yeah, he's doing it well. As he finds his way onto Shadow, able to take him down. Rest is the only one here, but a Yone can cut down this tree. He's got 2 swords. 2 swords is good for cutting down 1 Scion. Seems a little bit unfair, frankly, as Rest will finally fall, and DCG strike back. Feng has left a slot open for wards at the moment. He's a little bit weaker than Doggo, but of course is able to act at such higher range. How do we play this one out? And it might just start with a Pop9 ultimate, lay it on the top. Doggo immediately goes into that GA. Doesn't have flash when he gets back up. He's not going to be able to find his way out of this one, but does deal a lot of damage on the way. They take out Pop9. Punyon falls to Hongshu on the way, though, and CFO are kind of melting away. Shadow having to use that Mega Blast Code to just get the hell out of there. Rest desperately trying to find this gate to get over the wall, but Feng will not let him go. The Scion falls. Feng will not let them go, as he takes too much of it, and he actually just gets backhanded by the zombie of Rest coming from beyond the grave to slow down DCG.
It may not be enough though, Carix. DCG, they are starting to recall. They're going to get this inhibitor turret. They're going for this inhibitor. Shadow does not want to let them go that easily.
They're burning a TP. They're going to try and get 2, maybe? I'm not too sure. I don't know if Florin's TP was necessary there.
Feng maybe a little too much, as he does go down for all of his enthusiasm because of an accelerated shock blast combo.
Hang on a second, we come back to live, and the dragon is going down really, really quick. Pop9, of course, always has access, goes in, doesn't really find anything, and Soul will be secured for CFO. They immediately blow up the Malphite, and he looked like a very stoppable force.
And Rest positioned fantastically. You'll notice.
Oh, hang on a second. They're going to collapse on them here. This could be huge. Hongshu coming in. Florin does so much damage. Doggo has to play this to absolute perfection. They kill Florin, but they have to navigate Hongshu. But he's a little bit too isolated. Tries to seal the fate, but he might have only sealed the fate of his team, as he's going to resurrect on the wrong side of the tracks. Tries to flash away. Shadow kiting this one out. Doggo will pick him up. And oh no, DCG, you had a good position, but oh my word, it's Feng turning this one around, gets the double, knocked up their Shadow, taking one down, and Feng, he put on the hero shoes, but the villains have taken him down. CFO take 5. They need to be very, very careful of as damage goes down. Redemption able to keep them safe. As, oh, there they go in. Pop9 does manage to find a couple, followed up by Hongshu, but they're able to stall it out with the Nami Wave. Doggo falls on the other side, but it's a 1-for-1 at the moment. CFO have the health bar advantage. Mel calls the Eclipse to claim Pop9. Feng gets tagged, taken low. Rest wants to move forward onto him, but he's only a Scion, doesn't quite have the damage to carry it. Pangyon with a speculative W needs to be able to move forward. Shadow desperately looking for more than Claren, and Feng will link up to do well there. Rest flashing away from that Karma binding. True Shot Barrage whips across the team, and Feng is keeping DCG alive by the skin of their teeth.
As they turn this advantage around to Baron, they are going to force CFO to answer them.
In he comes, the big boy, flying in with that big health shield from the teleport, but he doesn't have the rest of the team in range. This is just miscommunication. Pangyon did not press his teleport, as Rest has been chopped down to about a third of his health, but Feng doesn't want to hit a side. He wants to hit Pangyon. Rest finally falling. The Eclipse has been used. It hasn't picked up a kill. This is a miscommunication from CFO, and they've been massively punished for it.
Carrick's, the miscommunication is real. They even mentioned it in the pre-show reel. They're trying to work on it, but
oh, Doggo doesn't find the angle, and now he's exposed himself. Hongshu's going to bear down on him. Can he kite him out until he snaps back to the soul? But the Nexus is under siege. Shadow finds Feng. He's going to pay for it with his life, but you take that one every day of the week, Logan. It is Doggo versus the world. He's got to hold out for 30 seconds. There is a wave here. Can he get a one-shot? He can't get it on the chassis. He's been caught, knocked into the GA, and out of nowhere, it looks like DTG are going to get themselves the Nexus. They're going to get themselves the win, and they're going to move themselves up to 4-1 in the LCP.
Carrick's, what a game, what a back and forth. I know there had to be a winner, but I really feel like both teams can hold their heads high here as we look at the damaging. And you so rightfully called, it wasn't so much of a roller coaster of gold diff there, it was mostly CFO, but when it came to the crunch, when it finally mattered, DCG